Welcome to this BASD EdTech Challenge video about using forms in Flubaroo to give automatic feedback during instruction. In this video, we will learn where to go to create a form and the basics of form creation. To begin, log into your Google Drive and find the New button. Click on it, and we're looking for Google Forms. Google Forms is under More, so hover over More and then select the Google Form option. It should be purple. If you go to the Google Form and you see a message like try the new Google Form, and it looks like this, click on that to move to the new format. Or you may also see a screen that looks like that. And I took a picture of it. And it may say, welcome to the new Google Forms. It talks about creating them, and there's a Get Started button. Click on that button. That will also take you to the new Google Forms format. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the form that I created, and you can see that there is Untitled Form in the upper left. This is the name of the form that you'd see when you look for it in your Google Drive. I'm going to give it a title. Quiz on Air Verbs, something that a Spanish teacher may give. And you can see that when I typed it, it gave the title here as well. However, this title is what the students will see when they go to fill out the form. It can be different than this title, the one that you see in your drive. So feel free to change this if you would like. Okay, and we're going to look at changing the look and the settings next. To change the theme, you would go to the upper right-hand corner. There's a little palette icon. I'm going to click on it, and I'm presented with some colors that I may choose. Here's a grayish blue color, or maybe I want it to be solid blue. There are themes also located here, and if you click on the palette and click on this little picture icon, you can see themes that are exclusive to Google+. You may use these for your Google Forms. You may also upload a custom photo here if you would like to make something with maybe your logo or something that you're using in class. You can pick images between 800 by 200 and 2500 by 2500 pixels. If I wanted to preview what the form looks like, and I would probably do this more after I add more questions, but I could do it now. I click on the I button, and it opens up another tab, and it's showing me basically the title. I have one untitled question here so far. If I wanted to go back to edit, I could click on this button and get back to where I have the controls. Let's check out the settings for the form. Go to the cogwheel and click on it to see all the different options that you have. Firstly, you can determine who can respond. Anyone in Bethlehem Area School District is on by default. So what this means is that if someone is given the link to go fill out this form, they will need to enter in their BASDschools.org account. So this is closed to anyone who does not have a Bethlehem Area School District email address. If you know that somebody you're going to send this to does not have a Bethlehem Area School District address, such as a parent or a guest or someone outside of the district, you want to change this to anyone. Now, when you do that, the options change. So I'm going to require that they log in with their Bethlehem account. And here, I have the option to automatically collect the Bethlehem Area School District username, meaning whatever account they signed in as, that will be automatically stamped on their response. So you can see who actually filled out the form or what login they were using. I'm going to check that off because I want to see that information. Another option you can do is require that there is one response per person. And what that will do is it will check against their login, what they logged in as to fill out the form. It will let them submit one response to the form. And then the next time, if they would go back to it, it would keep them out. So this would be handy if you are doing, say, voting, and you only want one person to or one vote per person. I'm going to leave that unchecked for this, though. The confirmation page is what your students will see when they've submitted the form or answered their questions. You can leave it where it says your response has been recorded, or you can give them direction and you just type that in. So it's handy to give your students direction after they complete the form. You can, upon completion, you can do any of these items. You can give them a link to submit another response. Okay, that might be handy sometimes. I'm going to uncheck that. You can allow them to edit their response. Now, there is a caveat to this. So if you want them to be able to go back in, maybe it's a multiple day test, you need to inform them that the first time that they get into the form, they need to record an answer for every question. It allows them to edit the responses. If there is no response on one of the questions, it won't let them back in. I'm going to uncheck this because I don't want them to edit it, and it is going to be a short quiz. This option, see summary of responses. This you probably wouldn't use when you're assessing students unless you want the students to see other students' answers. It could be a wonderful learning tool. It also could be great when you're asking for opinions about something. I'm going to leave that off on this particular one, but you can use your judgment. The presentation options are how the students will see the form. So you could you can show a progress bar when participants take the form. This is helpful if you have multiple pages to the form. It gives them a sense for how many questions they have to answer. They'll see a progress bar as they complete each page. This is going to be a short one, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. You could shuffle the question order. This is something you may want to consider because it will show questions in a different order to each student taking your assessment. And I'm going to click on Save, and I have my options set. Let's finish up getting the form ready for questions. We can enter a form description. For example, you can list what materials students are allowed to use if using this as a quiz. So I'm going to type everything is saved automatically, and we're going to be ready to start creating text-based questions in our next video. Thanks.